on, 7:30, early show. It was real cloudy for a second. I thought it wasn't going to be clear, and then clouds just moved by. All natural clouds tonight, all natural. What's up, my fam? How you doing? Yeah, this is all from Vibration Theater. Check that out. Thanks for the purchase, Chow Yan. What's up, Mojo? How's it going? What's up, Vision? How you doing, bud? Carolina, hearts, Mary, hearts, nice dentures. Exactly, these emojis are always weird. Who else? Los Brooklyn, how's it going? Dagger, Spells, nice to see ya. AK John first, all the way at the top. Shreddies over electronic. Alright, I'm gonna pause this for a little. Yo, what's up there, Z Proxy? I'm clouded out. I thought I was gonna be clouded out today, like I said, but lucky, it's looking real nice right now. I'm hoping actually that it stays clear enough, and maybe we'll check out M42, the Orion Nebula. I guess around 8:30. I'm still gone. What's up there? Imagine, alien head, robot. Row your bot. I'm just checking some sounds over here. Let's chill this out. Sounds all right? Sound okay? All right, let's adjust this mood. I got it even a touch brighter. This is a day after full, so it's around 98.8, 98.9. Waning at the top. You can see the Terminator line just starting to creep. Let me get a couple photos real quick. Boom. Yo, awesome. Thanks for grabbing that album, man. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, the link to Bandcamp, you can listen to a lot of the other tracks too. And I'm hoping, you know, I wanted to really get another album out before the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. I've kind of mostly been jamming lately. I haven't been really writing or recording stuff. I've just been trying to learn and practice my scales. All right, that's looking good. Let's hit record on that. Got some lunar footage. It's been a while. Sounds wunderbar. You live another day without asking why our children have to pay. Don't you dare spend another dime before you get high on your own time. Don't you dare tell me there's no other way. Tell me why must all the old people pay for the sins of old. what's up, Douglas Perry? How's it going? All right, little story about that. Mary, it's looking green over here. Maybe your connection. Sorry if it's buffering too badly. So a little story about the Lost Arch song, if y'all heard that. Let me see, I have to do it on a certain show or I have it prepped, but there's this band that I really like called YMO, Yellow Magic Orchestra. And it's quirky, weird Japanese pop synth, but like kind of prog pop, I would say. Nothing like it really, but YMO has a song that I just heard this year, and literally it has such a similar vibe to that Lost Arch song that I feel like I somehow tapped into it from somewhere. Like it just kind of entered my brain. I made this song probably when I first started TakeBackSpace a few years ago, and I posted it. And so I just don't know what the name of that YMO song is right now, but I'm gonna definitely remember to put that up for y'all to see. It's not so close to the point where it's a copycat, like I wouldn't have heard it and then copied it, but it's so incredibly spiritually the sister or the brother. But in fact, it's actually so much older that I feel like, I don't know, maybe I heard about it in the ether and put it to mechanics. Shining Cat says, hey, have you seen Venus lately? It's phased. What's odd is you never see it full. You know what I mean? How do we not see all its phases? I don't. Anyway, I haven't seen Venus full either, so I'm not really sure why that's the case, but I've seen it in a lot of different phases, but really its kind of orbit is much longer. It's much shorter. And so it's really not this kind of, it's not something I'm actually really familiar with as I should be. It's a really tricky planet to observe for long periods of time. It tends to kind of set very quickly. This past season, it's been kind of either too far to the west or a little too late to view, but anytime I really can actually see Venus, I've actually put it on stream, so definitely curious planet. But on an electric universe note, Immanuel Velikovsky, who wrote Worlds in Collision, was talking about how, made this prediction, I think in the 40s, about how Venus would be relatively young and have a hot surface and be all completely like decimated on the surface. And, in common scientific prognostication, they feel that, or they say that Venus is actually quite old. And so this idea that Venus has all this amazing volcanic activity and kind of weird toxic gases and electric storms on it, it's very active. And Venus as the electric comet Venus is a very interesting line of thinking. All right, let's move this moon up a little bit. Man, what a long couple of months. Hey lunatic, what's up? Say my name. It's called Televue. Alright, let me play something. I keep feeling like I don't have the right settings. There it is. Alright. And boxes, your infinite toxins all got something to say. Indestructible ideas are vanishing, aimlessly wandering away. The nation crawls insatiable into your nighttime activity, your liberties. What can you say? You're my sister and I love you forever. Say you're my brother and I love you forever. Say you're my sister sister, and I love you forever. Say, you're my brothers, and I love you forever. Love you for I recall I knew the sun, the elements of falling graces. Look out, all we love is from the one. Your leading guns and body races. Won't you tell me what you like? I got so much love for you. What I got to say, and I got to say, you're my sister, and I love you forever. Say you're my brother, and I love you forever. And I love you forever. Say you're my brother, and I love you forever. Yo, what's up, Sensei Camilo? How's it going? Super, 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 super. Hope you come back. Hope you come back. Hope it all situates in. I gotta change. Change out of the F sharp. No more F sharp. Alright, let's do E flat. Alright, immediately go to F sharp again. Here, I'll warm up to a little backing track first so I can shake it. It's always rough jumping right on stream and then starting to play because I'm like overwhelmed with ideas. Let's get something going. What's up there, Copper? How's it going? Hope the koi are doing well. Josephine. Got a little too weird for myself. What's up, DD? Yo, just warming up here a little bit, actually. Just trying to get loose. All right, let's switch this up a little bit. All right, B minor funk. Let's try something a little slower, actually. Honestly, man, I get way ahead of myself. Way ahead. C sharp. There we go. few minutes of that. Not trying to get so zoned out already. I'm going to take a little break, refill my coffee right here. What are y'all drinking right now? 7:53 on a Friday. Give me your drink of choice while I pick a track. Here we go. Got a line in the sand right here. What's up, everybody? Just join in. What's up, Michael? How you doing? What's up? Did I miss anybody? Shout outs to y'all. Back with you. what's up, y'all? Hey, what's up, your reality guru? How you doing? I think I've said this before, just about the I'm gonna definitely sound really arrogant here, or maybe snobbish, but I don't know. I think it's a product of having streamed for so long and watched the moon for so long that I find it kind of difficult to watch other moon streams, or actually any footage of the moon that's not the stream that I do. So I know that sounds really weird, but I always check out like Z-Proxy and Cosmic Surfer stuff. I'll pop into P&K Space Imaging and I'll see Elliot and Chris Parker. I'll check on everything, but I find it really tough to watch like long videos of moon if I'm not like streaming for you guys. That's the truth. I just don't have much time, and the time that I do have, I spend kind of doing my own work. So that's the truth. The other stuff is the alien angle, which I could be completely wrong about. What's up, Ellie? Long time. Nice to see you. Yeah, so there's this vibe, and maybe you guys will agree, maybe you won't, but I'm gonna just, I'll name the channels because whatever. 1 second. I'll lower this a little bit. So like there's John Leonard Watson, I think, that does these super high, like super close-up images of the moon. I think he has an 11-inch, and then he's modified the mirror, or he basically takes, or what I think I've assessed from watching some of those videos is he'll be filming the screen that he's already streaming from. So he'll like take a camera shot out of the scope and put it on an LCD, like a 4K monitor, and then take video of that screen, thereby looking like he's getting this double or triple or quadruple times zoom without a Barlow. So there's always, and John's stream as well, like even though the footage is amazing, it's like insinuating that there are structures that are visible, like human style, alien style structures that we can actually see on the moon, which I really don't think you can. And the other channel is Bruce Sees All, which I guess he has some money and bought some like amazing telescope, and that is the same type of thing where he's extremely positive and the footage is incredible, but there's this implication that we're definitely going to see aliens and we're definitely looking for aliens. And I think for me, I've just moved past that kind of feeling. I just can't. It's like listening to pop music. I find it really just irritating, to be honest, no matter how good the footage or how good the intentions are. And I know a lot of people really believe in aliens, and it's just not my thing. So that's my point. And yeah, it's always also the same thing that happened a few years back, I think, with who was it, Dark Skywatcher or Dabu, or there were a whole bunch of channels that have this kind of stigma around them where like they're being hunted down, there's always paranoia, there's always like weirdness, there's always like a gotcha moment, clickbait thumbnails, just the works, man. And it's just become so vapid and soulless for me, and maybe these guys are all really nice, but that's really what's going on, where I can't really watch any of that stuff. Like I can appreciate what Z-Proxy and Cosmic Surfer do. They're doing this incredible long-term log of the moon, which is kind of why I started TakeBackSpace originally, was just to log the sessions of the moon. And so I can appreciate that, and I'll often check their clips and kind of just take a look at what the moon is doing on other parts of the planet. There are other cats like Beat of the Hearts and Rethinking the Universe, and a whole bunch of people who do just clips of the sky and chemtrails and stuff like that. Like I can always take a look at like random clips like that, but yeah, definitely not really watching any of those big kind of alien channel stuff. All right. Mary's back, what's up? I love what Thunderbolts has been doing on uploading of consciousness. Yeah, I'd like to talk about that actually, if you don't mind, for a few minutes, just whoever follows the Electric Universe stuff. They've been posting a few things with this Gober, I think Mark Gober, who is a business type who kind of has just discovered all these, has just become kind of a polymath and is thinking about the world and quantum entanglement, and how actually it's not quantum entanglement, it's really more like the morphic field, the stuff that Rupert Sheldrake talks about. And I find it interesting, but I also feel like it's really, I will tell you a little anecdote. So I watched this guy named Richard D. Hall. Do you guys know about Richard D. Hall, this British dude who with like dark hair, goatee, and he's been doing this kind of, disclosure stuff for a lot of years, and then he kind of shifted from the alien paradigm to more of like exposing the media, exposing all these different conspiracies, and he usually has a really great and thorough analysis. And so he's finally actually done a show on Electric Universe, which is an incredible thing because he's truly like kind of dedicated to what he does, and he does put out a lot of videos, and he's moved away from this alien thing in very much the same way that I have, which is that it's likely our own technology, just like an iPhone 20 that's not being sold to you right now. You can imagine what's flying up there that we don't know about. So Vision says, Bruce makes a point to say I'm not saying aliens, but it's something, maybe even drones. I don't know, maybe I watched the wrong videos. I think I checked it out like way back when he first started doing stuff, or like when it crossed my references stream, and maybe I should give it another shot if he's not doing aliens, because that's awesome. Vision says he uses a crystal to magnify. Yep, that's. Are you talking about John Leonard or Bruce? Either way, that's a cool method. For me, it's just a little too much chromatic aberration. And it's kind of weird. It's just like, I don't know, it feels not like you're cheating. It just feels like it's distorting the view a little too much. Like the way I kind of scope is always the least amount of glass possible between, our eyeballs, or at least the camera and the scope. So that's a little bit, not jiving with my whole vibe, but I probably should check it out again because I'm not going to be stuck up about it. Reality Guru says, I use DMT crystals to magnify. Heck yeah, man. Little dose of that. It goes a long way. Yeah, I've never actually done DMT, but man, I've definitely been around a lot of that, and maybe one day. But like after listening to hundreds of hours of Terence McKenna, he talks about people who don't like, not that you don't need it, but some people are kind of already there. So, American Life Video says, I use binoculars. Are we talking about the same thing, I guess, looking at the moon? I was just mentioning a couple of other channels that have extremely good footage of the moon that, yeah, undeniable. Just the kind of rhetoric around that is, I think we really need to come together under, a new physics paradigm, which could actually work. So that's kind of what I work with. So I was talking about the electric universe stuff. So I feel like they're not going far enough, to be honest. So I think I started to think like maybe I should have people ask me questions about the electric universe, and we can sit and kind of riff on some ideas based on the principles that they're talking about. Yo, what's up there, Timothy Martin? How you go? I've been moonlighting, right? The moonlight. Yeah, no, I've been hanging out. I've been working real hard, and tonight getting some moon, magnify chocolat. I'm just reading some chats, just meandering. But yeah, if you, American Life Video says, I'm not a fan of the alien talk as well. I think we've had a lot of it, it's not like I wasn't really into the whole idea, and it seems like something that could be very interesting, and there are a lot of different stories, and I think one of the couple, not one, but a couple of the like real flagship or whatever flagstone arguments for the alien conspiracy is that, well, one, they'll come and save us from this shitty existence, and two, that somehow humans are so weird that we had to have alien intervention, and things like, the pyramids and Atlantis and all this stuff, would mandate that we'd have these higher level beings. But really, if you consider like the idea of self-governance and confidence and your own idea of life, then you really don't need these other people or other aliens to kind of have had any effect on you in order for you to exist. You know, it's just like having any other type of religion, which is not bad, but it's just, you know, it's what you believe. So I feel like there's a little bit of, there's difficulty in kind of presenting content with an open mind, but also kind of trying to whittle down some of the things that we really can't figure out right now, and kind of getting to a place where we can kind of go down a path that we might be able to figure out. And something like the electric universe gives you this really quick understanding of, you know, electric currents and things that we see in our day-to-day life, like weather and a lightning storm and carvings on Earth. Things like that are really one-to-one. And so I feel like really baby steps towards a more open, understanding physics paradigm. So what's up, Master Heyerdahl? Peace, what's going on? Vision says, we are the only aliens, strangers in the strange land. What's up, Relic Redrum? How you doing, my man? Long time. Your reality guru says, lots of power in one's belief system. Yes, that's true. Like, I'm not even, sometimes in my own thoughts, I consider like what that really means, you know. Does it mean that if, let's say 10 million people actually really believed in aliens up to a certain degree of energy, would they actually manifest, you know, as we imagine them, you know, blue avians with a spacecraft? Or is it something where, you know, we can basically imagine kind of any type of creature at this point? And is that really from our own memory, or is it from some sort of archetypal system? And kind of the idea of where I was kind of going earlier with the electric universe point is that, you know, Velikovsky and Wal Thornhill and all these guys are talking about the fact that we have documents that reference certain events. And for years and years and years, we just go through scholastic upbringing and never really ask those deep questions as, you know, like what is the mythology of mankind just in the last few thousand years? And it's really always so nebulous. But if you look back at some of the stuff that our ancestors gave us, there are lots of answers just readily available. Case in point is this guy doing this channel called Ancient Architects. It's just an amazing channel. Like, he's just doing crowdsourced information, you know, stories, hearsay, emails, and aggregates, and like as he does it, more and more people send him stuff. But Ancient Architects has discovered crazy stuff about the Great Pyramids, among many things. But listen to his presentation. It's devoid of alien talk. It's devoid of conspiracies. No, that's not true. It's definitely insinuated that some of it's a cover-up or potentially a cover-up. However, where it's coming from is just a pure sense of enlightenment of here's what our ancestors told us. Here's what these structures actually look like and do. You know, just really basic stuff. Yo, happy birthday, my man. Hope you had a good day, and hope it's getting a little better right now. Vision Scary said there's no savvying us from ourselves, saving us from us. Well, I don't think there's any saving. What is the saving? Like, I don't, you know, that's one of those paradigms that we somehow have come across, and we feel like we have to abide by, like saving things or saving ourselves. But in fact, what we really would rather do is eat and sleep. Saving ourselves seems like such a tiresome task. Everybody's like basically just killing themselves slowly. And that's okay, I think. Sorry, I didn't really mean to get morbid there, but Ancient Architects rocks. Yeah, Mary, like, man, some of the recent stuff is, and I don't know, like, I always feel a little silly because the stuff that he's talking about in the ancient, you know, the Giza pyramids is just incredibly profound and stuff that we can all figure out on our own. We can, all the pictures that exist online and the studies and the books, we could all amalgamate that information and create our own hypotheses about these structures, about aliens. I think there's so much work to be done that is just kind of sitting there, and people look at it like, okay, somebody will do it. Somebody will do it. I'll just wait till somebody does it, and then life goes by. This is what I just ponder. All right, I'm talking a lot, and I'm going to take a little break from talking, but you know what I said earlier? I was talking about like Electric Universe. So if you all have any questions or you want to brainstorm some ideas about Electric Universe, like where things are in space, what is light speed, or like why are there limits and constants? I don't know. You know, I'm not a professional. I'm not an astrophysicist, but I'm a person with ideas, and so are you. Unless you're an alien watching me from Venus. I hope you like my music.
I left home at 17. Couldn't tell you, was living the dream. What could I do? For a while I played the field. How could I prove the hidden yield without the blues to heal? My heart was cool and left residue. Catch you if you fall, catch you if you low. Your look goes high and up, like friends you used to know. Catch you if you fall, catch you when you're low.
Yo. Yeah, it was, what was it? It was, Wake Up in Solitary, yeah. Wake Up in Solitary, I guess the movie that came to mind when I was writing that, it just came to mind because it was just a good word in that moment, and then I was like, da, 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 and then I just kind of threw in Solitary, but then I immediately thought of 13th Floor, if you guys have seen that, with, what's that guy's name? Never remember his name. Billy Zane, I think, is in it, and Gretchen Mol. And he wakes up, I guess, with her, but with this weird, like, holographic dream. Like, the whole thing has just been him tripping out about a dream within a dream, Inception style. And I don't know, like, that movie isn't really that great, but it's extremely memorable. It's like one of the most memorable movies, and people who do know it tend to visualize a lot or, like, quote it a lot. Ready Player One, I don't know, the Ready Player One thing, man, I watched it, and I watched the breakdown of that movie. I don't know, I'm into that kind of, into that style of animation, but, like, gosh, is the screenplay so bland? I guess the book might have been bland. I don't think I've read the book, but there's something about that whole thing of, like, just throwing everything, the baby, the kitchen sink, the bathwater, just like everything into the mix, and thinking that, like, if you basically smash people over the head with tons of references, then all of a sudden that they'll forget about dialogue and plot. So I don't know if I really loved that movie. Definitely more like 13th Floor wasn't that great either, but it had this really interesting idea of the Avatar waking up. So if you haven't seen it, this old dude is creating basically a kind of jacking into the Matrix style technology, and the protagonist, the main dude, is working for him and gets, long story short, is tracking down the killer of the old professor in this Matrix. But in the Matrix, somebody has figured out that they're in the Matrix and tries to have him killed. It's just amazing. So always thought that was a good plot line to go down, because we always feel like we're inside a matrix, but what if we had people who are outside our matrix, who are living in this matrix controlling things? That would be interesting. Matrix, I just mean, like, whatever, if you believe we're living in a simulation, I don't personally, ascribe, whatever the word that is, to completely, I think it's, I'm gonna actually look that up. Ascribe, I think. Attribute something to. Prescribe is recommend something, right? Advise or authority. I don't know. Hey, I forgot the turn of phrase that I was gonna use, but whatever. I learned 2 new words. Relic. Well, I'm just about talking about all the video game character cameos, not much the story. Yeah, I guess I'm trying to kind of piece together my short memory of that movie. So if you have a certain moment, I'll try and remember that. But overall, I was just a little let down. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to, like, totally harp on the movie. Not my type of thing. Yeah, don't subscribe to this. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it. I always feel like I can speak well, and then I get on stream and tend to kind of get all hyper and forget things. So thank you. Yeah, I don't subscribe to that type of thinking. But now I've totally forgot what thinking I was talking about. I'll prescribe a beach vacation, that's for sure. Yeah, work has Tom Tuckered me out. For sure. I've been wanting to stream and everything, but I've been working really, really late every night, and then just going to bed and working again every single day. Till today and yesterday, so I was just like, damn, like, what is it like to have a few hours off? And it's great. So beach vacay it is, at least for a couple of days. So many Easter eggs, yeah, like, Yeah, I guess we could get into a whole long thing about Ready Player One, but I guess it's just a common thing with contemporary media for me, and it's just the Marvel issue, it's the Transformers, it's the lazy writing, it's the insistence upon this pop music and hip hop that nobody really wants and everyone thinks they want, but they only want because it's been, jammed down their throats at every drugstore and waiting room and every job that you have. Pretty much they drown you in this terrible the thing is, it's even worse than just that the music is not great. It's that the music is actually created in a way that's supposed to affect you, and that is an earworm. So I really, I could get down a really deep rabbit hole with the idea that music is the ultimate in the pharmacological attack on mankind, but the weaponization of not just music, but harmonic structure in our reality is like one of the biggest things that almost no one talks about, not on video. I mean, actually, I gotta give it, like Crow has talked about it, a couple of people deep. Man, I don't even remember, I haven't watched a bunch of videos in a while, but there were a few people who did, so I'm not gonna say nobody, but it's a very uncommon thing to talk about, the weaponization of music. Yo, what's up there, Tom Buddhist? How's it going? Good to see you, bud. Z Practice says, your English is fine, man. Have you seen The Signal 2014? Let me check that. Signal, it sounds familiar. Is that like the Stephen Greer thing? No, it's not the Stephen Greer thing. That was serious, right? Lawrence Fishburne and Brendan Thwaites. All right, I'll take a look at that. I don't think I've seen it. Music. I'm in the desert. All right, yeah. So keep me on track, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the theories that I'm talking about or concepts. I'm happy to discuss that. Or if you have any concepts of your own that you'd like to present that are, that we haven't talked about before. So I'll give you an example. Like, I'm not sure how many of you follow the Electric Universe stuff, but they've introduced me to a couple of concepts that I'm going to relay to you right now. After I find a chill-ass song to put behind me. How about this one right here? Nope, not that one. Put this one. All right. Yeah, Relic says, well, Marilyn Manson did say there are certain frequencies they can use to control people and make them feel certain ways. It's programming like television. Right, so thanks for keeping me on track. So I was talking about the weaponization of music, and yes, it is those things, but it's actually, I think deeper than that, because if you really kind of break down those types of analyses where it's like they can the whole MK Ultra, the whole mind control thing, yes, there are certain people who can get manipulated. Yes, there are methods of manipulation. Yes, all the kind of stories that came up around the ufology movement, things like Project Bluebeam and High Jump and all these crazy things about, like I said, the mind control stuff, the jump gates, the remote viewing. These things are great anecdotal evidence to kind of much greater things, is really the way I look at it. So it's not those things. Those things are incredible in and of themselves, like the idea that declassified documents say that a certain alphabet agency was looking into remote viewing as a real thing. And then you kind of couple that with Terence McKenna and Rupert Sheldrake doing their kind of DMT tour, talking about this idea of the morphic field and looking into people's thoughts. This is 50 years ago. So you jump forward 50 years and then you kind of cross and analyze that with the advancement of technology and the way branding and marketing works with technology. And then you realize how far along a concept like that must be at this point. If if our parents, like I'm you know, almost 40, and I knew of a time before the internet and before cell phones, and a lot of people don't anymore. And that's really, I think, what it's about when it comes to, you know, whatever conspiracy or whatever shape of the earth or whatever government that you want or that you don't want really stems from a generational kind of divide, and also a generational change. So everybody coming up right now from, you know, who's 0 years old to 15 years old will really define what's going on in the future. So to really reach and make change happen, you really have to take in factors that are not readily apparent in the common understanding of conspiracies that we all, or at least my regulars, are totally aware of, and people who probably watch Moon live streams are aware of in the conspiracy world. So if you consider those things, it's much greater than you can imagine. So I feel like that's really where I almost have nothing to say about it, because what I can imagine is really, it's not just dark or bad or scary, it's just that it's so wild that I don't even want to speak it into existence in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's weird because I actually believe in the vibration methodology of the creation of the universe. I feel like we do resonate, and that our voices in some way actually do matter in terms of creating actual physical matter. And I think people don't put those two things together, and they think that, oh, you know, you can waste words and you can waste phrases and you can just talk and do whatever. But like in music, every note kind of matters in a way. And it's not that you're not going to make some mistakes along the way. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. But I think the attenuation to, the attention to detail is important. Let's see what's going on in the chat, just because I kind of close my eyes and start talking for a second, I miss it. Let's see, we got, has a nice twist, no, that's a data stream, okay. Mary says, music is powerful. Beethoven's Ninth, second movement, Ode to Freedom, uplifts me every time I listen to it. I guess I mentioned it on a couple of streams ago, maybe last month. I was talking about getting into Glenn Gould really deeply of late, like finally kind of grasping Glenn Gould for the first time in my life. And if you guys haven't heard Glenn Gould do, you know, Bach and Beethoven, and on the he's basically one of the greatest pianists of our generation of the last 100 years, and just completely unknown, at least in the circles that I've been through. So yes, Beethoven, and you know, just understanding classical music too is just one of those things that we take for granted, but that is just there, but it's really fascinating. Relic says, right, MK Ultra was 60 years ago with today's technology, just imagine what they could, yeah, so, you know, if like I said, can you imagine? So right now it's not just that I'm probably being recorded in 3 dimensions, but all my thoughts might even be being recorded right now, or tapped with all the different triangulation of all the different devices. Pretty much all of us might be in that situation. So it's this idea that, like, you know, Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, these cats like mean anything in the reality is really so silly, kind of. Which is kind of, to segue back to the reason I don't really, like, follow the alien stuff is because the alien stuff really muddies it so badly. Like, as soon as you insert the idea of another physical being that's not, that's kind of your master, or that's coming to kill you, or that's coming to save you, then all of a sudden you're so far away from, like, where are things in space? You know, like, is the speed of light not a constant? Like, what does that imply? Or is music weaponized? Like, should we not be listening to this crap? Or should we not let the kids basically listen to, you know, I don't want to call people out by name, but certain artists and the way they're produced is just not just atrocious to a generational ear, but more, no one really understands how to talk about it. Because in a way, the people who are in the music industry who need to make money have to actually become that in order to make money. And I'm coming from a place where I really don't want to make money from music, or really from I just, you know, I don't want to say I don't want to make money, but I don't want to make money from my music. And so I don't really care if people buy it or not. I hope people buy it, because if they enjoy it, that's great. But I don't, it's not one of these things where I'm afraid to basically not sound like contemporary people or not produce things like contemporary artists in any way. In fact, I'm so happy that I don't actually sound like that, or at least I hope I sound far from that. Let's see what's going on. Yep, I love Bach. Yeah, I mean, I got the D minor concerto is the one. Gotta find that. Yeah, I'll post a link for y'all. Concerto number 1 in D minor. I'm sure you guys will enjoy this. This is an hour well spent. Z-Proxy, not only are you recorded, you are a replay of a stream of consciousness. I don't know who struck first, right? It was us or them. But it was us that blacked out the skies, Neo. I don't know. I mean, it's also really interesting. I was listening to, I know I'm all over the place tonight, but I was listening to that guy Richard D. Hall do the Electric Universe talk. He did a 3-parter. Let me link you guys to that too, in case you're interested. This guy's really just fun to watch, and he's just no nonsense kind of guy. But he talks to Adrian Gilbert about the Electric Universe, just the fundamentals. So for your regulars, you probably don't need to watch all of it, but this is part 1. But this is the type of guy who actually can get the message out, you know, and get it to 10, 20,000, 30,000 more people. And really the understanding that the moon that we're looking at is scarred electrically, that gravity can be explained, dark matter doesn't exist, black holes, Big Bang cosmology can start being overturned, and we can finally kind of make progress. So I don't know if we're stuck on a replay. I think maybe in a deterministic, fatalistic way, you know, maybe we're replaying our own existence and it's already all happened, but we still live it like it happens to us. So I don't think you can completely just, you know, deny that physical experience of it. But yeah, sometimes you do feel like, wow, has this all already happened, and am I just experiencing it via time dilation, or whatever we think time dilation is, like stretching of magnetic vortices in space? And is our consciousness, you know, intrinsically tied to the magnetics and the ionization of Earth in the ether, in consciousness? So I know what I was going to say. So Richard D. Hall is talking to this guy, and they actually, he kind of pushes him towards the end. He asks him, like, what do you think space really is? And he says, you know, like, what if we're looking into a giant entity's brain? And I was like, yes, exactly. That's a whole other concept that is really rarely uttered, you know, that we're actually living inside a giant creature, like, that is completely conscious, and its ligaments and its muscles are like the dark matter that we can't see. And then the stars are along these Birkeland currents, these lymph node neural networks, and we're kind of inside the brain or inside the eye of a giant creature. And I've always loved that idea. So maybe we're all tiny experiences of this one giant creature that's living in a really crazy world. Deja vu, deja nu. Need to edit a lot of my life existence out then. Relic says, my brother bought your entire soundtrack before he passed. Oh my god, man. I can't tell you how many times he played that You're My Brother and I Love You song. And it's just so crazy how things get around in this world. And like, you know, that song is really, like, I have so many thoughts when I play it and when I wrote it, and now it's changed its entire persona that it's been given to you guys to have your own experiences with it. Songs are just this fascinating exchange of energy, and that's just amazing, man. It's touching. Zproxy says, yes, a holographic replay, the best life you plan to have. As tomorrow is yesterday, time is just a snapshot of your multi-dimensional location. I can't even follow that up with anything, though, man. That's pretty poetic. We are all one. And yeah, I like that idea too. I think it's both, you know, like we are all one, but we're also having this individual experience. And I could also be talking to myself right now. I don't know. You could all be me. Manifest in all your different locations. So it's just good to keep an open and tentacle-reaching mind. What of what? What of what? Zproxy not having the save quit button. No, I'm fine with the save quit button. Give me the Control Z of life, and I'll be happy. I don't want to clean up all those coffee beans one by one. Why can't coffee beans just stick together when they fall? back on the decks. Gonna start winding down soon. Gotta make some dinner, veg out a little bit. What happened to the guitar? Did I mute that by accident? I did. Oh, I did. Alright, we're gonna play a little bit just because I feel like playing tonight. You guys have a track that you want me to try and play? Like some of my own stuff? I don't know, I don't want to risk playing covers. I guess sometimes I will, but it's a nice show so far. One night I'll just do like an all covers night, and if it gets taken down, whatever. Alright, so let's just try and find a nice sound right here. Long echo. Thanks, Douglas. I appreciate that very much. And so we live to see the sun peer from under your heart. So we live, and you run. Mother, stars all above the rock. We're strolling on the beaches, hot enough like a rock. Strolling on the beaches. Was it the same town? I woke up in another town. Was it last night again? I woke up in a strange place. I woke up. It feels like so strange. Stretching off my cousin feline loosely in the mist of your foggy sunrise. Don't you know that we'll be a difficult hemisphere? Harvester of my the sinister laugh now, chains around my elbows, left with the color green. Your staple so serene, the weirdest card you never seen. I like to mess with your ears, like to mess with your so safe, stretching all those fears away. I don't know, sometimes got a little off the rails. lying if I told you my heart was true. Furry waves. When I met you on those very days, did you know I had no change? Exactly what's your fate? Are we on replay? Let's lower this delay a little bit. Let's play some chords. Let me see if I can find this little jam I had. Lunar. Just looking for some of my own chords here. I think I finally wrote some things down. Lyrics and the chords. All right, no point in searching now. Oh, it's so nice when you got cold coffee, just ready to go, just sitting there like kind of just when the ice cubes haven't melted and it's in a glass that you can see through, like one of those old school glasses with print on it, like, what do they call it? The kind of wrought markings in the glass. Condensation of my coffee entices me. Condensation of my coffee excites me. Don't you know I have enough to have? And don't you know I'd like to have coffee for breakfast, coffee for lunch, coffee for tea, coffee for three. Don't just leave that coffee for me. Being weird. Still looking for this while I play with my eyes. All right. Just nothing I want to find tonight is readily, handily available. Cold coffee, cold. So it's just gonna work this out. Let's do it. I don't know, maybe I'll just do an old one instead. Your reality guru, it is the cool air jet stream that's causing this kind of weird blurry in and out refraction going on. It's pretty common. It just gets very hot down here in South Florida, and then there's kind of the north is just super cold, and I feel like the kind of jet stream goes through here kind of creates this aberration. There's really nothing wrong with the scope or camera, is my assessment.
soon, so soon. Leave me, come back to you so soon. Believe me, come back to you. Call you rock star. What did you say? What did I mean? Oh, lazy apple Sunday. Interesting how the promise feel. Conditions affect perception. Perception affects the years. The lines upon your face decline. A dinner invitation at Susie's. You're questioning mine. Older with age, don't want no justification. Just send me a playlist. Better memories. I never want to see you again. Every time I close my eyes, every time you close your eyes, every time I close my eyes, whatever you wanna say, whatever you wanna say, so. Just trying some different stuff. Try to write something with these new chords. Yeah, I think I'm getting a little hungry over here. Been streaming right now 40. That's pretty good. I will be back tomorrow if weather is clement, everybody. Unless you have some questions for me, I think I'm gonna start wrapping it up right here. Let me know if you have a couple of requests for me to close out the show with. As I play these songs, I'll go and check if we can't see some M42. Yeah, check out those links. Richard D. Hall, and talking about the Electric Universe, and then Glenn Gould playing Bach is just unfreaking believable. Bleep. And yeah, check out, I don't know. I really think that if you have doubts about the Electric Universe, it's just something that needs a little bit of time, but I think we can all start from a really fundamental place and maybe get somewhere. Mary Quiet says, banana ice cream always changes my perception. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ellie. Thanks to you and Wingsley. Have a great night. Let's see, what do we got here? Weedin' and living, all right. This goes out to y'all. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Vision, Reality, Ellie, Mary. It's your green and dough and your violet lips, that's your chestnut. Let's keep going with that little shout out. That was kind of abrupt. Justin, American Life, Z Proxy, man, thanks for hanging out. Good to see you. Duplicat, Relic, my man. Thanks for the memories and thanks for all the kind words. Your bro is with us in some weird etheric quantum state, so I think we're all always here. Hope you have a great rest of your night and a great birthday. Daryl, thanks for stopping by. And if I missed any of you, just let me know. Lost Brooklyn, peace. All right. Let's start over. Yeah. It's your green and dough and your
Till
for your white light, no lie. I've been thinking that you should be mine, so call it up, 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 down, 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 down. From the heart, I know, no lie. I've been thinking about you all night. Why? It's no lie. I've been waiting for your white light. Why? No lie. I've been thinking that you should be mine, so call it up, up. Let's get down, 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 down. So call me up, 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 up. Let's get down, 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 down. Sending messages across the cosmos that would. Sending messages from across the astral plane. Was you? Sending messages across the nation that would. So call me up, up, up. Let's get down, 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 down. So call me up, 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 up. And let's get down, 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 down. I got these